He still got
We're
it.
muted. Everything is going crazy. Oh shit. No. Here. Now? That's playing.
Now we're on.
Should be.
Justin's taking care of the visuals.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not playing right now. Oh, right then. We'll figure that out here in a second. They can hear us, though. We're good.
Well, that's good. This is a podcast.
Nug life, baby.
That's right. That's what's up. Nugs in 5.
Nugs in 5, baby.
All day, Nugs in 5.
Know what I'm talking about?
I didn't even know that you liked basketball.
Come on, guys.
I saw you got the hat, and I was like, dang. I didn't even know you cared about basketball.
Yeah, I copped one literally the moment I saw that we were wearing them. I guess the Nuggets were wearing them. After the sweep. So the moment they swept, they popped them on, and I was like, boy, I need me one of them.
Oh.
One of them. Where's the finals? Which side? One of them. Know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh. I do know what you're talking about there.
Yeah, what you drinking over there?
Some beer we had a long time ago from Platt Park Brewing.
How's it taste? It's been in there for a while.
I don't remember it being any better than it is.
Oh, that'll happen.
So maybe different.
Whoa.
I can't say quality-wise if it improved or didn't.
Well, we are in a new space since then. Now I got the window behind me by myself.
Yeah.
We got way too much room. I can run around if I wanted to.
Yeah, Eric was doing fucking burpees in here earlier. It was
Yeah.
Got enough room for a cartwheel.
Fucking A.
You've been practicing your cartwheels, Eric?
No.
Oh yeah, that boy got a mean cartwheel.
Yeah? Yeah, both hands, huh? I hear both hands.
No
Nah,
hands.
he'd be going no hand. You know what I'm
My
saying?
back and everything.
Know what I'm talking about?
That's amazing.
You got a camera on you, yeah, Eric?
Yeah.
Let's flip over to you. Let the people see that Eric is here with us.
No, it's all right.
Come on, I want them to see the goal on your little dry erase board there.
Oh, it's backwards, but I'm trying to invent feet. So if anybody knows.
What number on the list is that?
Well, they're
3.
not really numbered in like priority.
They are listed though.
Honestly, like I would have booty rocking everywhere up top if that was the case, but you know, minorities and stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
That do be true. It do be like that sometimes. Well, hold on. We're still getting adjusted here. Let me scoot up a little bit so that I don't keep hitting that window. Fuck around and fall out the window. Yeah. Otherwise, it's been a minute. It's been about, it was the end of March, our last one.
End of March, and it's now what?
Almost the beginning half of June.
The end of spring, for sure.
Yeah.
We're experiencing that.
Yeah.
It's been raining so much, I feel like. Do you feel
Like a
it's
motherfucker.
abnormal from a normal spring time?
El Nino.
El Nino. Bringing it back.
No, I mean, it really is back.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Uh-huh.
Isn't that the fires in Canada making everything all fucked up again?
I mean,
Did you
that
know
might have
that's
something to do
why-
with it. Well, El Nino, the thing about El Nino is that some areas like us would experience extra rain. Other areas, less rain.
Less rain. Dry as fuck.
Like being on fire in Canada.
Damn, that's crazy.
All kinds of the Canadian fires. You know, that's why we have all the Miller moths down here.
The last time there was no measurable rain in Denver, Boulder, Loveland, or Fort Collins was May 23. That's all that rain.
Damn, that's like 2.5 weeks solid.
Oof. Yeah, it's been different, I feel like.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's been different. So how far are you on that? Because I kind of wanted to start the beer right away, but I'll give you a chance to
We can
finish
go on
that.
to the next one. Yeah,
All right,
let's start
yeah.
the beer right away.
Cool, because it has
About
been.
damn time.
Y'all
Well-
are gonna have to give us a second. The fridge is about 40-minute walk across the office, so we'll be back in a second.
All right, we're back.
That was a camera trick that Eric just played. It's really far away.
Oh man, I spilled a can.
Oh no. It's not the smooge, is it? Did it explode? That smooge might explode, y'all.
No, we're good.
In the new office. Cress in the new office with an exploding beer. Oh.
Hey.
I know that sound.
My bad.
It's all right. I don't think they could hear it. But so for what it's worth, though, so I wanted to get a beer this time for the Nuggets. So I wanted the Mile High Ale or whatever it is that Breckenridge Brewery does.
Yeah.
For the Nuggets. It's a Nuggets-themed beer. Liquor store ain't have them yet. So I was like, well, what other fitting beer could we drink for the Nuggets? Now I'm like, well, not only is it our first time in the finals, right?
Yeah.
We ain't had a podcast in goddamn 2 months. So I brought us some Bout Damn Time
About damn time.
India Pale Ale from Four Noses. I don't know what the fuck these are, what they taste like. They probably taste like IPAs, but
They do taste like IPAs, but
How
they
do you
taste
know?
like a good IPA.
And
How would I
those
know?
are
I may have had my fair share of 6-packs of this.
About Damn Time.
Yeah. Eric, right behind you,
Oh.
brother.
I saw you reaching to the right on the camera, and then I'm on your left, so that freaked me out.
Yeah. It'll happen.
Yeah, this seems a lot better than my idea of, because the Nuggets are in the playoffs, blending a bunch of nuggets together and then just drinking that smoothie.
Like chicken nuggets?
Yeah. Well, we would have done the nugs, like the Beyond
all
Meat
white
ones.
Oh, the Beyond Meat ones.
Yeah.
Why would we do that?
Yeah, that's an awful idea. For what it's worth, the other day I went over to my homie Joe Blizzy's house. Shout out Joe Blizzy. With, of course, my girlfriend Jan. Shout out Jan. And my homeboy Rob. Shout out Rob.
Ooh,
And
I know all those people.
his woman Melissa. Shout out Melissa.
I know Melissa.
And I guess Joe's lady Des was there, so shout out Des.
Let's do.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so we were over there, and I copped us 60 McNuggets for the Nuggets. You know what I'm talking about?
60 of them, huh? What's that cost?
Yeah.
Like $12 now?
Basically, it's about the cheapest thing on the menu. It's
Wow.
60 Nuggets is cheaper than 6 double stacks or double cheeseburgers, McDoubles, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
At Burger King, that would have been like 400 nuggets.
Yeah.
Burger King has cheaper nuggets?
Yeah, you can get like 20 for like $1 or something.
Oh.
Get the fuck out of here.
You went to the wrong place. You
I
could
know, I
have
get 400 Nuggets right now, B. What's up? Somebody DoorDash me 400 Nuggets right now.
I want 3 bags of nuggets. Those shits get frozen in big ass bags. And it just be like, just go ahead and fry up 3 fresh bags and load them up. And charge me whatever that is, please.
3 bags of nuggets, poor favor.
Sir, they're not served in bags.
Sir, bags of nuggets, please. All right.
Cheers.
So here's to this. You tell me about this IPA we about to drink about damn time. Know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Let me give it a little.
So you buy this on purpose, huh?
Yeah, I do. I like this one. I think it's just an easy drinking IPA. It's not too hoppy. It's got a little maltiness. It's a little sweet, you know? And if I remember right, they're not too bad on... Oh, no, they're pretty strong. 7.1%. Be careful with that. But yeah, it's just a good beer.
I don't know. It kind of tastes like there's too much hop, not enough hip. And I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how much hip goes into it.
Me either.
Before Noses is a cool brewery. This is their keep their lights on beer. You know, it's the one that they do all kinds of fun stuff, but this is the one they brew to keep the lights on. They brew a ton of this shit. They ship it all over the nation. But most of their stuff that you can find around town only really sticks around town in the bigger tall cans that we've had from them. But this, they send it everywhere. You can go get this on tap everywhere, right? They brew fucking barrels and barrels and barrels of this shit.
So this is like their flagship.
Yeah. Flagship is a good way to put it. Yeah. They have 3 or 4 of them. They have they all look kind of like this same motif, but it's just a different color can. There's a light blue one. I think there's a maybe a red one. I don't really know.
Yeah, I saw him. This is like the most boring can that I would ever choose, and I only chose it because it was called About Damn Time. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Been a while since we had a podcast, and it's about damn time we in these motherfucking playoff finals, boy.
NBA Finals, finally. First time ever for the Nuggets. In
Fucking
the
A.
NBA Finals.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't. I stopped paying so much attention. I always keep track of what the Nuggets are got going on, but I stopped paying so much attention, and especially stopped watching so many games. I don't know, probably after the last time that we were in the Western Conference and got fucking swept or whatever the fuck happens to us every single goddamn time.
I got out of watching the Nuggets when they fired George Karl. That was about the
That was about the same time.
Yeah. And same thing, I was into him. Lost interest after that a little bit. Moved to Florida too, so that like pulled me out of like being in Denver. And then when I moved back to Denver, especially like the year before COVID happened, 2019, got back into the Nuggets a little bit, just kind of like catching games here and there. And then the last like 2-3 years, it's like watch every game.
Yeah.
Back into it, you know. I got drugged back in by Nikola Jokic.
Yeah. So I'll be back next season. I've never been one to watch every game. Those too many damn games. But at least like once a week, catch one.
Yeah.
And especially pay attention more than just checking. Did we win? Okay, cool.
Yeah. You'd probably be good at the bets on it. It's so much fun to bet on basketball because you can do all kinds of different prop bets,
I know.
parlays, and yeah. I don't really do it myself, but
I know.
I just like enjoy the game.
I've missed 3 parlays so far.
Oof.
This series.
Out of how many parlays?
3.
Oh.
I had 1 each game and I missed them all. And all of them, I missed them because of fucking Jimmy Butler.
Fucking Jimmy Buckets, bud.
I keep fucking putting that Jimmy Butler's gonna get more than fucking 12 points this game. And he fucks around and gets 6. I'm like, fuck, dude. Do something.
No, but I've been in the Nuggets, and at the beginning of last season, or this season, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get two like quarter season tickets, which equates to about 10 games. And so that meant me and Eliam got to go to all these games. And so he went to 8 out of the 10. Then I took some friends or work people pretty much to the other 2. But it kind of just like engulfed Eliam in basketball. He started listening to like a basketball history podcast, right? He's getting into all this. He knows all this history. He loves all that shit. And then he wants to play. But it's just like driven his drive. It's just driven him to really engage in basketball. But he's just like a recess hooper, you know. Right now, he don't play by the rules. There's not a referee or anything, and they don't definitely got any kind of team that they play with. It's like 2-on-2, 3-on-3, and so he's really, really pumped to get on a team and shit now. And he just loves basketball, man. And it was the right season to get those tickets, right?
Yeah.
To like enjoy it. They won every game he went to except for one, which they lost in overtime. I think it was the Mavs game or something. They lost in overtime. And man, it was great. It was great. I'm gonna get. I think I gotta get another set for next year.
Holler at me. I'm gonna get some too.
It ain't bad. I know a bunch of people, but we were even on the like first level, and it was about a G a seat, you know, for 10 games. Well worth it to be on that level, and you can get. I also waited way too long, and like could have got 11 games.
They're gonna be
Waited too
3
long.
Gs next season.
They probably will be, so I better go check with my rep. But yeah, and they hook it up like we went to a couple other games, and you know you get a little rep, so you can just email them and be like, "Hey, give me the best tickets for this price," and then they're just like, "Boom, they're in your app. Go ahead and."
So who you think is gonna be the biggest sleeper this series?
Well, I think
Braun.
Brown.
That's that white boy Braun.
Brown. It's pronounced Brown. It looks like Braun, but it's pronounced Brown.
Because there's Brown.
There's Bruce Brown and there's Christian Brown.
You pronounce that Brown, man?
Yeah.
White people are wild with your names, boy. Y'all
Yeah.
motherfuckers just got to pick a motherfucking spelling and run.
Yeah. I can't explain
JK.
it, but
JK. I thought for sure it was Braun.
I couldn't get used to it for a while until you just have to force yourself that
Isn't he young? Ain't he only
Brown.
like 20 years old or some shit? He's like 22.
He's 23, I think. Maybe 22.
That boy little.
But he played 3 years
22.
in college. You know. so-
22?
A lot of people play 1 year in college they have to play 1 year at least, I believe. Maybe not. I think they do. But he played 3 full years, and he was in the Jayhawks versus fucking Tar Heels NCAA finals, where the Jayhawks won, and took that. Just an amazing player. One that I'm like latched onto, like undersized.
Oh yeah,
character.
He came through last night.
Defense. Oh yeah, the best game of his career so far.
Oh yeah, he came through last night.
Yeah, I was impressed.
That boy just got to keep it up now.
Yeah. I think he took the first game of the playoffs where you can like hand the game and call it like the Christian Brown game. I don't think there's been a game. Well, of course, Nikola Jokic, but every game is Nikola Jokic's game. But that was the first one where somebody stepped up in a way that it was clear that the Nuggets won because of their effort, right?
Yep.
And that defined that game in a defining moment, right? Everybody's nervous. Everybody was Nuggets in 4, Nuggets in 5. Confident city, right? And they fucking botched game 2, getting out chess matched by Erick Spoelstra and just losing the game on a couple of inches off of a shot. Well, not losing it, but having the chance to go to overtime. But I think if Nuggets make that shot, the Heat lose all of their steam and Nuggets roll them in overtime. Real
easy. Well, I mean, and that was a comeback from what, like 20 points, 19 points?
Yeah, a deficit of like 19 at some point, and
I think it was at the end of the third, no?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the third, we were down like 17 or 19 or some shit like that. Close to 20.
Yeah. I was I don't know, I didn't feel too bad about it. They were just nailing shots too, and that's what they do. But it's when it's in a series, it's real tough to maintain like that same strategy, right? Like they're going to put a solution out there for what they did, and that's what we saw last night was the solution to whatever they were doing and being able to roll and move. I don't know. I'm not a fucking basketball dentist.
A basketballologist?
Yeah. I dropped out of basketballologist school.
Oh yeah, boy. As soon as they told me that free throws cost money, I said, "Okay, we all have to stop now."
He's a 3-time high school state champ.
Christian Brown. Yep.
Yeah.
And sure, it's not Braun.
Look it up, Eric. Show it to him. Show it to him.
How to?
I'm sure there's a video of him explaining it because I'm sure he has to explain it constantly. Because even like the national announcers that haven't been covering him, like Stan fucking Van Gundy, refuses to call him Brown because of the way it's spelled. Even though there is like clear evidence, the partner that he's the TNT or ABC. He's the ABC guy. I don't know if he's done it yet. I haven't been.
Sorry, I don't have ad blocker. What is that? Confirmed ear ring killer. Here it goes according to speech modifications on YouTube.
Speechmodification.com presents
Oh my god, fuck you.
how to pronounce Christian Brown.
And then let's check Google real quick.
What the fuck?
Christian Braun.
And then let's
See,
slow
I
it
fuck
down.
with Google.
Christian Braun.
Oh man.
The only comment on the video is, "It is nice."
It is nice.
Boy, nice shit. All right, cool. Well, what do you have to talk about today besides the Nuggets?
Oh, I mean,
Steven?
I could talk about the Nuggets all night,
Could you?
but I don't think this is a basketball podcast yet. Maybe it will become that.
Hey, maybe it's our basketball episode.
It's our basketball episode.
I don't know. I can't in good faith call it a basketball episode because I've got something I want to talk about. But I want to hear what you want to talk about first.
I mean, I didn't really come with my notes today. I was fucking busy. Had to get a massage. I'm all stiff. I'm sure like it's easy to tell. I got to just stare at you like this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to laugh like this all day.
So
I got a massage, but I just been busy. So I was kind of thinking of some shit when I came over, and then I was like, never mind. I'm not going to do that. And I just drove here. And yeah. And I think you buy nicer weed than me because just 4-5 hits, that was like, now I was like, I'm a little stoned. Doing 4
That's
or
that
5
loud,
hits just
boy.
is like, okay, I'm off work. Let me just cut that like work grogginess off and little get into good mood. But nope. Justin's weed got me stoned.
Shout out to Altitude, the dispensary. Now, here's the way I choose weed. Y'all ready for the secret?
I need to know. I go to Altitude too.
Let me tell you, this is the way you do it. You walk into the store, and the motherfucker who works there, just assume they smoke more weed than you.
True,
Easy.
I've seen it.
And then ask them, what would you buy? And them motherfuckers would be like, immediately, oh yeah, I would get this. Pink.
Have you ever been to the Altitude on Havana? Way out
Yeah,
east. I live a couple blocks from it now. So that's my like,
Oh,
go-to
yeah.
dispensary. And it is so fucking nice. Like one of the best ones I've been to. And you wouldn't suspect it from the area because the area is a little rough. There's a pretty popular bus stop there at a cross section of places where there's a Walmart, a neighborhood Walmart. I don't know. I've never been in there. That place is.
That's a hood. I mean, that's East Colfax.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Motherfuckers talk about East Colfax?
But two
That's
blocks
it.
down, you got fucking. We've had Cerebral Brewery on many times. I love bringing that beer on, and they have a spot 2 blocks down the road on Colfax that they now do. They finally opened it up to just a little pop up where like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, noon to 8 kind of stuff, and they've been brewing beer there for a long time, but their main location's off of like Monroe and Colfax, a little bit more like used to be what was East Colfax, still just like because it was right at the edge of Colorado Boulevard. But that's their main brewery. But now they have the one right by my house, and I love it because I love that fucking brewery. It's one of my favorites. It's the like science themed one, and also the
I
one looks
remember.
like a nutsack.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, look.
I don't remember no
Eric,
nutsack.
Eric, show him the Cerebral Brewing nutsack, hop sack.
Yeah, pull that up and talk
It's a
about it real
hop.
quick. I'm going to grab my phone because I have something specific I want to talk about.
Damn, that specific. Well, and then right down the street, across the street from there, there's also Lady Justice Brewing, which we never had on here yet, but I will bring them on because they're like you can only get their beer there kind of brewery. And I haven't been over there in a minute, but they're a cool brewery, real supportive of the LGBTQ plus community, and hold a lot of safe space for them, and do like cool ass drag shows and trivia every week.
Yeah, that does look like. Yeah.
Kind of looks like a nutsack, right?
Oh, God damn it. Choose that. Copy image address, paste, and then there we go.
Oh, yeah, that does look like a nutsack. But I guess it's supposed to be a brain, right?
Well, it's like a brain over a hop.
Yeah, somebody wanted me to create a brain, or they like suggested a brain for like their logo for, something as far as like a design. They were like, maybe a brain, I don't know, And I went looking it up. Holy fuck. You know how fucking hard it is to draw a brain
That does
using
look like a
simple
nutsack?
shapes that doesn't fucking look like a nutsack. Every
The
time.
tribulations of being a designer.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what to do about your brain. It just you're gonna get teabagged. You know what I'm saying? Change your name from Genius Incorporated to Teabagged Incorporated. 'Cause I don't know what to tell you. Let me look this up.
Yeah. You even took notes?
No, I'm just gonna look up the article I saw.
Well, while you're looking that up, shout out to Main Rock for being on the live podcast last time. That was fun. Main Rock out there. Haven't watched that. Is that recording up? That's up on the internets, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
What's the sound like on the recording?
Cool. I think. I hope.
Because the sound I heard it from the audience members was not cool.
Yeah, live
Live.
was
Live was a little difficult. We're working on it. Shit, we'll make it.
It was our first one. We apologize for
was the first
It
time
will
I've
be
been
better
outside.
Next
I
time.
don't apologize for shit. Fuck you.
I'm sorry.
Do your own fucking podcast if you don't like it. With your boring ass.
No, but live actually sounded good. For anybody that wasn't there, here's a clip.
Running a little bit late. It's 7:52.
I was a little bit of a knuckle. I never realized.
You're right. That's gonna be Steven. Yo. Right here in the middle is Main Rock. Straight ahead of us producing as always, Eric. The verse in jail. Sends it to his producer. Releases a new song.
What were we talking about? I don't know. You're going to have to go and watch it.
Nah, go check that one. That was fun. We were talking with Main Rock. Main Rock, if y'all don't know, is a Denver legend as far as the hip hop community and the rap community is concerned here.
True.
And with him on the podcast, we had a long ass discussion, and I was definitely argumentative in the most obnoxious way about AI music. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we did this like a week after they were coming out, like days after they were coming out with some of those fucking AI songs. And now I'm sure there's been so many, a bunch of our, questions and thoughts were already answered since then. Mm-hmm. But in the moment, it was like brand new.
Wait, there's been updates to that conversation since then?
Yeah.
Can you hit me with a few? Because I'm not tapped into this shit like y'all.
I mean, I was talking about like, what if the artist gives permission? Since then, some artists have gave permission to be like, use my voice all you want as long as the shit's tight.
Do they get paid?
Other people are like, fuck AI, it's gonna ruin everything.
I've seen a lot of that just across the board.
Can they hear this?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Y'all see the table get erect?
Right? That fucking thing went from 6 to midnight real quick. This new office is tight. Comes with erections.
Oh shit.
Unfortunately, the mystics can't go tonight.
Yeah, table popped a boner on us. Damn. All right. So, I would like to talk to you about what I think is arguably the fucking, I don't know, the story of the century, news-wise. And no one's talking about it.
Tucker Carlson leaving.
I mean,
Tucker Carlson loves Zins.
for what it's worth, that boy is killing it on Twitter.
Yeah, but it's-
I mean,
Now he's a goofball, but money-wise, leaving Fox News might have been his best idea yet.
wouldn't
cable-
say
them cable.
goofball. Definitely would say piece of shit. But
He's a
Sure.
goofball. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we mean the same thing, just so we're clear. All right, but News Nation. So all of these fucking...
yeah, hit me with this story because
All right, so
I'm
there's
guessing
a
it's
bunch.
I haven't heard of it since you said no one's talking about it.
There's a bunch of like new media companies that are like independent media.
Okay.
Coming out, right? So they're like starting to grow and they're combating the cable news and mainstream news.
What does
Media
Trump call
sources.
that? What's the Trump name for that?
Fake news.
No, he's got a better name for their like group of that. Like, doesn't he? I feel like they do.
They call them the mainstream media.
Mainstream media? Lamestream media.
Oh, lamestream media, maybe.
That I think is the Trumpism there for that.
So there's all these new ones coming out, right? One of them is a place called News Nation. Now, I believe News Nation might be one of the independent sources that leans a little right, but is essentially trying their best to be center, right?
Okay.
Not the point.
Center or neutral?
Neutral.
Okay. Different. Right.
Yes, you're absolutely right about that. So neutral. In that, they dropped a story on June 6th, and it's written by two journalists the two journalists who gave us in 2017, I believe, the initial documents and leaks that started Congress going forth and pushing to get UFO documents unclassified. So they've been working at this now for about 6 years.
We talked about this on the podcast, right?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Right? On June 6th, what day is it? The 8th? 2 days ago.
The 8th, yeah.
David Grusch
D Grusch, yeah.
is an Air Force veteran and former member of the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. He came forward under the whistleblower protocol, claiming, first of all, left his job to do this.
Okay.
Right? Leaves his job as this fucking dude. He's 36 years old.
36.
Leaves his job with the military
And
to
he's
follow
Space
the
Force military.
to follow the whistleblower protocol.
Okay. Which do you
And he
can
comes
you
out-
explain what that is?
So it's a new protocol that they've come up with. Congress came up with specifically for alien shit because they keep telling the Department of Defense and all of its subsidiaries and independent subsidiaries, like the fucking commercial side of it, to give us all that they know about aliens. And they keep giving us documents but redacting most of it.
Uh-huh.
And then that's where we got like the Tic Tac video. And then like like just really small shit we've been getting over the last like few years. People are like, oh, they're just releasing this alien shit for fucking to block out what this is going on. And then, that kind of stuff. But it's because there's such small stories, right? Mm-hmm. This fucking dude, under the whistleblower protocol, has left his job with the military to come out, is risking literally his life
Okay.
to claim that the United States has obtained flying aircraft that are not Earth fucking derived and bodies of fucking aliens, basically.
Non-humans.
Non-humans.
Humanoid. Though. Do we know? Or are they
He's saying that not only does the government have some, but multiple intelligence agencies across different countries have some. And they're all competing to reverse engineer the technology to try to be the first to weaponize it.
Whoa.
And that they were everybody, including the intelligence agencies as well as the independent agencies, withheld that information, breaking the law when Congress ordered the fucking documents to be unclassified. And so he left his job to claim that the United States is breaking the law by not disclosing this particular information, that they have aircraft and they have bodies.
Holy buckets.
Can you send me a link for that?
Well, it's on News Nation, was the original one.
You can't actually send links for News Nation because it's...
Yeah. No, I won't. But it's since been picked up a few different other places now. But News Nation was the one who accepted the story. They sent the story to New York Times, Washington Post, all kinds of spots. And essentially the way that it works is the fucking CIA and the other, parts of the defense fucking...
Yeah. Homeland Security.
Yeah, the defense, what would you call it? The fucking... The
Defense
structure
sector.
that is the defense sector. Basically hit him back up and said, if you publish this fucking story, you're going to lose all your sources. We're not telling you shit no more.
And
And so
like,
News Nation was the one who got it because they're an independent media and they don't have no sources. So they're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
They're running it. And now mainstream media is essentially trying to bury it.
Bury it in like...
And don't
gaslighting
take
it,
this.
being
Yep,
like,
don't take this seriously. It's not real. And when you look up this dude, David
Aliens
Grusch,
aren't real.
David Grusch, when you look him up, I mean, he's legit. Everything he says about himself, I mean, it's all clearly documented in public documents.
Got receipts.
He's got receipts, boy.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's the real deal. He's not some fuckface saying that he's this thing, and then when you go look him up, he's never, he's not saying he was with the military, and then you find out he was in the reserves.
Yeah.
Like, no, he's legit.
If you look him up, that you don't get like the bio thing that they usually do for like most people. It's just articles with his name in it.
Interesting.
Check Wikipedia.
So, of course, a lot of us have like speculated, and we all think that kind of stuff automatically. But now it's like from an extremely credible source, we're hearing the shit that we've been hearing since like Bob Lazar in the 80s.
Right. That's the alien guy that did the long ass interviews with Joe Rogan. Yeah.
Where he said he worked there. And then they tried to bury him.
Yeah.
And a bunch of the shit that he said since the 80s has turned out to be true.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember parts of that. Is there a documentary or something that he did? I remember there's like videos and stuff of him explaining.
Yeah.
Shit. I don't know if that was.
I mean, he has interviews, and then there is a documentary from a couple years ago
Yeah.
called like the Bob Lazar story or something.
Yeah.
Jeremy Corbyn.
Bob Lazar, Area 51 Flying Saucers.
Yeah.
2018 documentary.
Yeah. And that was put out by George Knapp and Jeremy Corbyn. They're the two leading journalists that release the most UFO shit. And they've been doing it credibly for fucking 20 years, and only over the last like 5 have they been kind of taken seriously. And now fucking some dude testifies under oath that
They got bodies.
they got bodies,
They got ships.
and
Or-
if I'm lying, fucking
Well, what do they mean? Like a vehicle? That's a UFO, unidentified
how much?
object.
I'll read what it says.
Like,
Because-
is it like a?
'Cause I'm a little
like
curious.
a forklift? What does a space forklift look like?
Like this could be something that's like as big as a beer with aliens small enough to fit inside, dead little bodies, tiny little aliens. Ain't no reason that aliens have to be big or small, right? Like bodies and a vehicle
So
could
here's-
mean a lot of different things. And, you know, we have an image from like popular media of what aliens look like. But there's a very good chance these look like nothing anyone has ever thought of except for Men in Black, maybe. Because they got some creative ass monsters, got some Benicio del Toro shit up.
Hell yeah. Here's a quote from it. And he's talking about agencies within the United States.
Okay.
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles. Call it spacecraft if you will. Non-human exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
Okay.
And then let me find the spot where he talks about fucking
Landed.
bodies.
Landed. Which
Or
could mean that
crashed.
they're killing these motherfuckers too. If they landed and then now all they got is bodies.
Yeah.
Or maybe they have more. They didn't kill them. They just kept their vehicles, and maybe those other cats dipped off, being like, "Y'all are nuts. We're gonna teleport. You can have this vehicle."
I thought it was totally nuts. And I thought at first I was being deceived. It was a ruse. People started to confide in me, approach me. I have plenty of senior former intelligence officers that came to me, many of which I knew most of my career, that confided in me that they were part of a program. They told me based on their oral testimony, and they provided me documents and other proof that there was in fact a program that the UAP task force was not read into. He alleges the U.S. government has recovered non-human craft for decades. He recently filed a whistleblower complaint stating he gave what he referred to as classified proof to Congress and the intelligence community inspector general. News Nation has confirmed Grusch's credentials and resume. Wooty woo, blase blah, fucking long ass article. Y'all read it.
Huh. Got a lot of questions, but if you assume it's true, right, that this is a real article, they've been doing this for years, you know, they haven't figured it out yet, and we've made a lot of technological advances in the last few decades, and they still haven't figured it out. Probably won't happen anytime soon. Probably not our lifetime, really. It could have already been a lifetime since they found this shit and known what to even identify it as. Right, this might happen all the time. Might have happened forever. Like that. This has always happened. Just now we figured out what it is.
Well, that was one thing that that Bob Lazar always said. He always said that the spacecraft that he was working on was recovered from archaeological finds
No,
and was essentially ancient.
ancient aliens. The fucking dude with the hair.
But he said the way that they did that was that they grabbed these really smart people from different sectors of of education and would compartmentalize so that they never knew what anyone else was working on.
Huh.
So that's how they kept the secret. So he was particularly working on the propulsion system, on the power.
Right.
And there were other people who were working on the controls.
Aerodynamics.
Some people were working on
design and material.
the materials.
engineering. Yeah. Yeah. Wild. And, you know.
And he
you
said
s-
this shit in the 80s.
You
And
really,
everybody called him a kook.
You really deflated my sales. Yeah, sales. When you, because I got all excited. I was like, we're going to have space travel. It's going to be tight. We're about to be in fucking Star Wars and shit, bud.
I
But
mean,
then you're
honestly,
like,
though-
but they're using it for weapons. And I'm like, oh, you're right. They're not.
But I
gonna
mean,
use it
that's
for
how they
shit.
start everything.
Yeah. Until everybody has the weapons like it is
I
now.
mean,
Everybody's got
inflatable
enough
mattresses
ingredients.
were started by NASA and government. Fucking lasers were started by military, and now we use them for all kinds of shit. The microchips we use in our computers were developed
AI.
initially. AI developed initially by the military. So it's like, that's, of course, where they go with that first.
That's also where the money is, in our country at least.
But the thing is that we've been so speculative all the time. And everybody's always like, how come nobody with real credentials ever comes out? And Congress passed this fucking bill to be like, if you want to whistleblow specifically about UFOs, we won't fucking jail you.
Can you jail people for whistleblowing otherwise?
Fuck yeah. What do you think they're doing to fucking Edward Snowden and fucking, what's his name?
Yeah. Well, they don't. That's not under the
WikiLeaks. What's his name?
whistleblower shit.
WikiLeaks, dude? What's his name?
Ooh, Jordan Assange? No, something Assange.
Julian Assange.
Julian Assange.
Yeah.
That was close.
Yeah. They got them under espionage.
Yeah.
For whistleblowing. I mean, they got that kid recently who fucking a few months ago, or actually over the last year, but specifically a few months ago got caught. He was pushing out documents that showed all kinds of shit we were doing in Ukraine. And they got him under espionage.
Really? I heard about that coming out. I didn't know that they tagged him with espionage.
Poor thing. He wasn't even doing it to be fucking the whistleblower guy. He was just some fucking like 21-year-old trying to show off to his friends in a chat room.
Yeah. And they're like, actually, we're going to arrest you.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. But yeah, on the other side of this, them keeping all the secrets, they keep all kinds of secrets.
Motherfuckers
in
like
the
that are gone for
intelligence
life,
agencies.
just so we're clear.
Oh yeah, you'll never.
You give
see
up those
that kind of thing.
documents, your life is done. You're essentially killed yourself.
You might still live, but to the rest of the world,
No doubt.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, that's crazy. And so yesterday,
Uh-huh.
let me see if I can pull it up. Yesterday,
My favorite thing that I learned recently is that a bunch of like classified military vehicle information, how many layers on a specific tank from like around the world, have been released because of an online game that's like supposed to be really realistic.
Really?
Yeah, people will complain that like the developers made changes in like the armor and stuff like that. So they'll pull up classified files, share them on a Discord to be like, hey, nah, they're doing it wrong. What the fuck? Is it World of Tanks? I think is the game.
no
What?
way.
Yeah,
World of Tanks?
World of
I
Tanks.
feel like I see ads for that game.
Yeah, it's a free to play game, but like the ships and like the everything is supposed to be really accurate, to the point where they're leaking stuff just because they're like trying to win an argument.
Wow. Like military folks are being like, nuh-uh. This 2D rendering of an Adams 5 tank is off by 3 layers of armor.
Another guy has leaked classified military documents on the same tank game's info. So that's for the game. The July case involved a player getting into an argument on the game's forum about the in-game depiction of the Britain's Challenger 2 main battle tank. To settle this disagreement, they posted what was essentially the tank's manual, which was an enormously stupid thing to do, especially given it meant the UK's Ministry of Defence soon got involved. It's Kotaku, so it's gonna be editorialized, but
Wow.
on multiple occasions.
That's fucking nuts. But what's fucking nuts is I feel like we're brushing over, probably just because of like conditioning. But we're brushing over, I mean, credible sources talking about fucking not just UFOs in the sky. We're talking about aliens and spacecraft. And then meanwhile, go ahead and share your screen with that one, Eric, and play the first, like, just a little bit where you hear the kid's fucking 911 call. This was from last night on a Vegas local news.
It is a police call everybody will be talking about. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Janine Valdez.
I'm Brian Loftus. The family says something crashed into their backyard, prompting them to call 911, saying they saw creatures walking around.
Our 8 News Now investigators digging into this for weeks now, and tonight our David Charnes with the video you will only see on 8 News Now. David?
Right, Denise, sources telling the 8 News Now investigators that several agencies believe something landed or crashed. Whether it was non-humans or not, it certainly scared the people living on this property. Now, before we show you that video, listen to their call for help.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it, and big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
This is
How
terrifying.
fucking wild is that?
This is terrifying.
That was from a month and a half ago. And they're just reporting on it last night. Because they were doing their own investigation before they just report on some bullshit. And they have, and of course, I mean, if you want to skip forward a little bit, we could maybe watch some of it. But look, so check this out. This fool, they have this cop who was in the area right around the corner, and he's investigating something else, and they saw a fucking shooting star, something fall from the sky, and you can see it on his fucking body cam. And then within an hour, he's sent over to that fucking house because they said that there's aliens.
Holy shit.
And he pulls up on him. And so you hear them explaining. And of course, right away, it's like, oh, you know, they're just like fronting for the camera.
Preacher?
They're talking to a cop. They don't realize they're on camera.
Guy too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard? Or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right
What?
now, I do believe in it.
Police walk
Scoot,
into
go
the
forward
backyard
or go back a little bit before that.
Oh, there it is. My bad. I skipped that.
It's almost midnight on May 1st when a Las Vegas Metro police officer's body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
There's like an 8-foot person.
Whoa.
How fucking wild is that? And I'll skip forward just a little bit to when he starts talking to the family. Right about there.
These people say there's aliens in their backyard.
by now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard? Or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right now, I do believe in it.
Police walked into the backyard to investigate, but Metro blacked out that part of the video because it's considered private property.
Go find this shit on your own fucking YouTube. But check, like, listen to how wild this is. Put those two stories together in context. Within fucking literally this week, a dude from the United States military, credentials all match and verified, comes out and says, we've got fucking aliens and spacecraft. And then you get this family, and you're not getting an interview from the news. This isn't a video where like the news shows up and now they're like fronting for the fucking news. You're getting a body cam image of something falling from the sky, and within an hour, he's there talking to these people, and they don't realize they're in cameras. They're talking to a cop, trying to explain what they saw, because they called 911, and this fool showed up, and they're like, I don't know, some fucking 10-foot tall creatures in my backyard with big eyes.
It's almost too perfect, and I'm suspicious only because the cops got involved. Now I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, with the body cams on.
That's the devil's puppet right there.
Sure, but with the body cams on, we're talking about now this is an ongoing source of film. So the whole point of the body cams was so that fucking they couldn't just whoop foos up for fucking nothing. But the inadvertent consequence of always having cameras on is now you catch wild ass shit like this.
Yeah.
And so how many times in the past have we dismissed as like a community or as a people, like, oh yeah, you know, you probably saw something weird.
What do you picture?
Here's my thing though, is that like the shot with the family, there's 4 people here all saying that they saw it. None of them got a phone.
Right.
That they could pull up to like
I thought
the 8-foot
the
thing.
video they were talking about was a video of these motherfuckers.
We wouldn't have had Sharkeisha without like people pulling out their phones. Like there's a lot of moments that like inadvertently got caught like on video, but like not an alien. That's like my only thing is like
maybe, but again, you have to imagine that of course that's the way it sounds in retrospect, right? When we're thinking about it now, it's obvious. Like, oh yeah, why the fuck didn't you pull out your camera? Okay. But if you've ever been in nature,
yeah,
right? And you see a moose or a bear or something fucking tight, unless your camera's already out, that's the last thing on your mind. You're too focused in that moment on seeing the thing. And then a lot of times, by the time you pull that stuff out, that's when you scare it off and then you never get it on camera.
That's my other big question is like, there's no video of this shit flying away. Where are these motherfuckers at?
Well, again, you're assuming that it's flying at a speed that makes sense to us watching. But when you watch like the government military videos that they have tracking like the TikTok fucking the Tic Tac spaceship, Google YouTube that real quick, Eric. Tic Tac UFO. It will absolutely come up. It's moving at incredible speeds.
This is the one that like looks like it bounces around the screen.
It does. It's essentially bouncing around space-time.
Yeah.
And it flies. This is video that was caught in the 2013 and shit. Bob the Czar in fucking 1982, I don't know what actual year, but in the 80s, said this is how that they fly. It like, so the one he worked on, he says, was a saucer. And that it lifted up off the ground, and then it would turn, and the underside is the direction it would go. That's how the Tic Tac fucking moves. And he said that there was an element that was manufactured and was so dense that it actually folded the space-time in front of the vehicle.
Just in front of it.
So that the vehicle can move through space-time at an incredible speed, but the ship itself was technically never moving. So never gained inertia or any of the things that happens when we when we propel things from behind. Instead, it's essentially, and of course, this is really, really wild science. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, I suggest you check somebody who knows what the fuck they're talking about. But essentially, it's like if you imagine the fabric of space-time and you cut a hole in front of it so that you're falling in, and then you move the hole so that you continue falling in this hole.
Like
wherever you want.
It's basically, the way I remember it or understood it, was the density that it creates right in front of the ship is essentially a black hole, sucking the object into the black hole. but somehow it maintains the separation from being sucked into that that dense matter.
Yeah.
Or dense whatever.
Yeah, because
it's an element.
Well, because it's manipulated. Because instead of pulling it, it's manipulating the fabric of space-time around it. Which means that it technically never moves. It's the space-time around it that's changing and adapting.
Yeah.
Which means that something could theoretically go all over in every direction, and the things inside of the fucking spaceship aren't fucking flying everywhere while it's going.
It could be taking some type, how electrons move in a random pattern. It could be something like that too. Of it's manipulating laws that we even know about, but in ways that we thought were limitations.
Yeah.
They've learned to scale them up
Well,
from electron level to physical space level.
So then imagine that particular machine malfunctions in some way. Crash lands.
Crash, boom.
But everybody inside is fine. One of the beings gets out, starts checking the damage, making an assessment real quick of what to do, and then they're able to get the machine working again. And so it's able to fucking essentially disappear.
Yeah.
It's moving so fast that you could no longer see it.
Yeah. Because
Right?
also I was surprised
so you see it crash. So you see it crash, but you don't see it lift up, take off, and so it's not like a human spaceship.
Sure.
It's moving at a different. I mean, it's even hard to call it velocity because it's not actually moving.
Yeah.
Per Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
Which that science checks out. If that element were to exist, and at the time that element didn't even exist. Since then, they have discovered an unstable version of that element, but nothing stable. But in the Hadron Colliders and shit like that, they've created this element that for an instant it exists and then it disappears.
Do you know there's one of those in Golden?
Yeah.
School of Mines has a Hadron Collider in the basement of the physics building.
Did you know that fucking Michio Kaku built one in his garage when he was in high school?
I don't know who that is, but what the fuck?
Theoretical physicist. He's the
you'll see him and you'll know him.
I think I might know who it is.
Michio Kaku. He's
small rimless glasses.
Kind of
Japanese man, I think.
Yes.
Yep.
Right there, look. That guy.
Oh, that's who I was not thinking of.
Show us
I
other
do
people
know that man.
Yeah.
He built one in his garage.
Yeah, no, fucking add a fucking particle accelerator to that search.
Collider or accelerator?
Collider. I mean, they're essentially the same thing. And then hit images, and there should be a photo of him as a teenager with his fucking right there, the black and white photo.
God damn it!
Yeah.
This is him.
That's a photo of him in high school, presenting it to somebody with his fucking 26 miles of copper wire.
2.3 million volt particle accelerator in his parents' garage for a high school science fair in 1963.
Oh,
it
my
generated
God.
a magnetic field 20,000 times more powerful than that of Earth, with particle collisions capable of creating antimatter.
Yeah.
The first reply is "and."
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, fuck.
Nah, this motherfucker's wild, boy. He
Did he win the science fair competition?
fucking he
did he
better
win?
have. I mean,
Volcano simulation did.
from here he ended up going to Harvard and all the fucking places, all
Sure.
fucking scholarships and shit.
Yeah.
And his origin story, he talks about that he started doing this because when he was 8 years old, Einstein died. And he saw the headlines, and then it talked about how he had failed, that Einstein had failed to come up with his theory of everything.
Yeah.
And 8-year-old him was, I could do that.
My guy.
And
Love it.
and so he goes on, high school does this shit, and in his 20s and 30s, invents with, I believe, one or two other theoretical physicists, essentially invents the
Hadron Collider.
string theory.
String theory. Yeah. Also wild.
Wild as fuck.
Yeah. All in the same month when Ant-Man Quantumanium was put out.
Yeah. Imagine how he feels about David Grusch coming out talking about aliens and spacecraft shit.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you think when you hear that description of the story we heard on the news? What do you think? What do you picture when you hear what they're describing?
I don't know. I don't really know. You know what? In full disclosure, I love the thought of aliens. So there's a piece of me that wants it all to be true. But I'm also skeptical. And so I have to fight that piece of me that wants it all to be true to be like, all right, well, what's actually true, though? And I have the same problem with Bigfoot.
Really?
And I'm like a huge Bigfoot enthusiast. I want it to be true.
Okay.
But of course, I don't know. It's just with aliens and with Bigfoot alike. The one thing that fucks with me is that so many people have stories about it. And I mean, we're talking about ancient stories.
Yeah.
And then recent stories. And we're talking about people who have, nothing to gain. They're not gaining anything from telling their stories. But then they have these fucking stories about, look, I know this sounds stupid. I know this sounds wild. But here's what I experienced. And I ain't never seen no Bigfoot. But I've definitely seen some stuff in the sky that I couldn't explain.
Right.
Using normal, obvious solutions. They weren't planes. They weren't helicopters. But besides that, I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
So then, when you hear so many people have stories that are detailed, sometimes it's like, oh, that's obviously you just watched ET.
Right.
And now that's your story. Right? But then sometimes it's like, why are you saying this?
Yeah.
And sometimes you're like, oh, clout or attention. And sometimes it's like,
and
I'm 36.
Okay.
I couldn't imagine what would propel me as a 36-year-old man to give up my career as I've known it for the last 18 years.
Pretty sweet career too. That's like a cushy level of military there. That's safe and paid.
Like obviously the guy was dedicated enough to go up in the ranks.
Yep.
To level up. To move into different positions in different sectors of the military. And then to just let it go. To be a whistleblower for UFOs.
Yeah.
That's
the scariest part about it, I think, because if it wasn't scary, didn't seem dangerous to that person, right? If it was all sunshine and flowers and they wanted to come and help, you would think that it would be easy to keep under wraps.
And then there's just some stories that are wild. There's that UFO that crashed in South Africa or Australia. In South Africa or Australia, somewhere where white people took over and they weren't originally there. And
really narrows it down, bud.
I know. I think it was South Africa. But in any case, they were kids in like the 70s or 60s, 70s or 60s. And fucking 50 of these kids and 2 teachers all have the same story. That some fucking craft landed outside of the playground. Some beings got out.
Fuck, I'm jealous of these
talked
kids.
to everybody in their mind and told them that humans needed to wrap it up and figure this shit out for world peace, or else fuck they were going to destroy themselves. And then bounced. And I mean, there's kids that independently drew the same beings, the same spaceship. It was like the only way that goes through is that the teachers get all 50 kids and convince them of the same story all at once. If that's like, if you do it to 5, but 50, and then
when there's 50 kids, there's some asshole who won't comply, right?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
There's gonna be one.
Especially eventually in time. And we're talking about that happened in like the 70s. And then in the 90s, these adults who were the kids there were interviewed by the news and all stuck to their stories. All of them.
Decades later.
And they're just like, why the fuck would you do that? And then it's like, okay, maybe we could come up with a reason why they would do that. But then why would the Russian military admit that during the Cold War, a UFO went over one of their nuclear fucking missile launchers and shut everything down and then sped off? And there's like 40 people there that all say that it was real.
Yeah.
Just recently, Jeremy Corbyn, who's, again, one of the journalists that follows through on this shit, talked about from like a year or two ago that some 50-something fucking witnesses, both military and civilian, have fucking cell phone footage, all kinds of shit of fucking lights in the sky above a fucking military base in Arizona. Some of them have video, you could just see the lights. Some of them have photos where you can clearly see a triangle-shaped fucking craft in the sky. And it's like, okay, a few people, whatever, but 50? Like, why are all these people together and no one comes out and says, I was just fucking with y'all. Yeah, we all came up with it as a prank getting faded. Like, like this, it's just like, that's what fucks with me about Bigfoot and aliens. It's just like, I get the lack of physical evidence, and I get that human testimony is only worth so much. But at the same time, that many, we're talking about thousands upon thousands of people.
Well, let me say this. First, humans have an amazing ability to tell the same story.
True.
You look at stories that were the first stories ever written down on fucking, like, these are like old ass fucking stories. They don't sound different than the same shit we watch that Marvel does. Fucking 10 feet tall
Straight
man
up.
and all this. And from fucking, dragons to Bigfoot to Yetis to so many things. And as a person myself who prides myself in my love of animals and the animal kingdom of everything, right? And learning, like, the more you learn about animals, the more you are convinced that life is a amazing thing. Like, the life from the tiniest little beings of single cell organisms and the things they can do to just a few cells to things like us. Like, it's an amazing, amazing ability to create. And I'm a 100% believer in evolution, that I think most folks are these days, right? Which is what makes, like, I don't give a fuck about Bigfoot at all. But could I entertain the thought that there was a species of animal that at some point looked like Bigfoot, acted like Bigfoot?
Well, we know there was
transformed stories. And am I so naive to think that might exist in such rare forms that is only experienced and there's most of the animal kingdom y'all barely experience most of it, because most of it's microscopic, little, or in other places, or in bugs. Like, there's more fucking types of bugs and shit than we could imagine actually existing.
We even think about ourselves as a singular organism, but in reality, to be healthy
We're
people,
a biome.
We are a fucking biome. We're an environment of fucking bacteria. And if you fuck with that biome, you literally fuck with your own well-being.
Exactly. They're from your like everything that lives on your skin, right? There's just stuff on the outside, stuff on the inside. Billions of organisms live in humans, or are what make up a human, truly. And I can believe that at the same time, we could evolve to look like a 10-foot, big-ass eyed, big-ass mouth looking creature. And so many of these things are happening in a time where the earth is dying. It's happening in times where there's a fucking world war happening. And I wouldn't be so surprised that this is just not aliens, but time-traveling humans that might have been evolved into different things. And it might take the evolutionary time to look 10 feet tall and have giant eyes and have what they described in that video. Because, you know, what I mean, this is also our media of time travel, that time travel is used to fix the future, right? And these are in what I'm, you know, just fucking rolling off the cuff here. That's what we could be experiencing is future humans.
Yeah.
Evolved humans coming back to try and fix something to make something else happen.
See, I've entertained that idea. But one thing that fucks with me is that, so if you imagine that there is a species, don't think about what planetary origin it has. Just think about if there is a species that has evolved its technology to the point to be able to travel the cosmos in an instant.
Uh-huh.
If we just use our own human self as an example, when we discover stuff with our technology, find like an ecosystem in the rainforest, and then we send things to monitor it. We used to send ourselves mostly.
Mm-hmm.
But now we can kind of camp out on the beach and send a drone and not be obtrusive to monitoring what's going on.
Right.
Now, if you have this technology, you didn't just come up with it, and just because we're humans coming up with technology now doesn't mean they just came up with it now.
Yeah.
They've had this technology for millennia. And if we as humans had this technology for millennia, we would be monitoring probably millions of different planets.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't do it in like the fucking put ourselves at risk.
Right.
We would send a drone.
Like the moon.
Right? And then now with artificial intelligence, what do? We make it look like us and talk like us and act like us.
Tell me the moon's not a satellite. Right? That shit is always facing the earth.
I know.
The way it rotates.
Let's not even get into that one, but you're absolutely right. You ain't lying. But in any sense, it's like we would send shit over. And then not only that, imagine that we send intelligent robots. And of course, our robots right now look like robots. But we're already trying to make them look as human as possible. Now, imagine you've got the technology to travel the cosmos. You very most likely have the technology to reproduce biological
clones.
Yeah.
Star Wars shit,
and
bud.
so your drones look like your creatures.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like being in an avatar, and you're fucking on your planet some 100 million fucking light years away in your goggles, driving a spaceship and monitoring millions of planets.
Yeah.
We just happen to be one of them. And so when you see creatures in your backyard, that motherfucker looking at you might really be there, or it might be the clone drone of a fucking creature sitting on his planet some fuck-ass million miles away. And if that seems like, oh, well, that's wild, I mean, we bomb motherfuckers on the other side of the planet sitting at a desk in fucking Seattle.
Yeah.
We're doing that now on Earth with our technology that we can travel the Earth with. Imagine if we could travel the cosmos. So I hear the fucking humanoid theory, and I've entertained it. But honestly, I'm like, nah, I think they're older than us. And I don't even think that the aliens we see are actual beings. I think they're robots or drones, biological robots that are sent here to fucking monitor And we're just one of millions of billions of trillions of fucking planets that are being monitored. In the same way that we monitor chimps. And then Neil deGrasse Tyson brought up a good fucking point one time where he talked about intelligence. The way we think about chimps, a full-grown adult chimp is about as smart, quote-unquote, intelligent as our smartest 4-year-olds. Right?
Right.
So if you're so advanced that you're doing all this other shit, imagine if your smartest 4-year-olds are developing string theory.
Right.
Fucking
Humans
nerds.
are your smartest 4-year-olds.
And so when you're monitoring us, you're not even seeing us as like a like being.
Right. You're adorable.
You're looking
and
at
annoying
us.
as fuck sometimes.
Dude, you're adorable and you're fucking stupid and you're wild and they're just monitoring you. In the same way we monitor chimps.
Yeah.
Or orcas. And then they figure out our patterns. And then they have a level of pattern of where we're at and what we're doing.
Yeah. They're like, y'all, our fucking readings are going off. You are going to die. Like,
They're like,
we're
these
going to
dumbass-
step in. Maybe
these
maybe
dumbass
they're the
folk-
whistleblowers that are like, we have to step in. They're going to kill everyone. And they
These
bomb a
dumbass
fucking-
chimps are about to blow their planet up, and they have one of the most beautiful ones in the cosmos.
They're cutting down the trees, but they're asking gay son or daughter? The fuck?
Trees are the best part.
Now sit on that for a second. When you think about, literally, I feel like the biggest fucking story in the world came out 2 days ago.
Yeah. And we get videos of Joe Biden falling down.
And we get videos of Joe Biden falling down.
Yeah. To distract us from the real story. I mean, it goes to even say, like, how many other things and stories are like this. I mean, this is huge and wild. But also, like you said, is a conditioned experience for people since the 70s, right? Like UFO spooks and always been, labeled as spooks. And people like Bob Lazar's literally been caused mental illness around that shit,
Ostracized.
right? And I mean, it's incredible of a day that we live in now to have something like an independent media source that publishes something, because all of our lamestream media sources are owned by the powers that be that are keeping this lie in the first place. And gosh, I don't know. It doesn't surprise me too much, because I think in our lifetime, we're going to find out all kinds of wild shit the CIA has done over the last few decades.
I think we're finding it out right now.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is it when it comes to
You think this is what's the biggest CIA MLK murder, right? Like the assassination of MLK. That's one
or
of the biggest
JFK.
recently. That hasn't come out yet that they did that.
That's the point, right?
But I think
It's
we
just
will see that. I think we'll see that in our lifetime. The official documents come out.
Well, that's
like,
one of
yeah,
the
we
things
did
too.
that. Our bad.
See, and that's one of the things too. People will be like, well, the government can't really keep a secret that way. And I'm like, I agree that the government is incompetent in keeping total secrets.
Mm-hmm.
But to say that they can't keep a secret.
They're good at keeping plausible deniability.
I mean, it's just inherently false.
Yeah.
We don't know. We might have ideas, and there's been fucking 60 years now of fucking research and investigative journalism to find out what really happened to JFK.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know.
No.
And we know the government knows.
Yep.
That's a given fact. We know that there are documents within the government. Whether they're available to everybody in the government is arguable. But we know there are documents, or were documents, and that we don't know.
Yeah.
And so to say that like they can't keep a secret sounds like some bullshit to me.
And they haven't kept much of a secret.
Until
right?
2 days ago.
I mean, until 100 years ago, right? Like, this hasn't been no secret, because what if all the people who have been saying this stuff is true? all the kids in fucking Dale Earnhardt jerseys out there, or shirts. That was my favorite part of that video. That's also a piece I'm a little skeptical. Like a family with that accent wearing a fucking NASCAR t-shirt?
I ain't judging no one.
Well, I'm just saying it's a little too on the nose for somebody who reports a fucking UFO sighting that they're wearing a fucking NASCAR t-shirt. That's all I'm saying.
They're in
and a
Nevada.
NASCAR t-shirt from fucking the Intimidator, who, you know, hasn't driven a car for 20, 25 years.
I mean, honestly, that's why, though. I could see my little cousins wearing a Dale Earnhardt fucking shirt or jersey and not really even knowing who Dale Earnhardt is, just wearing it because that's the drip.
Maybe. I don't know. That didn't seem like no family looking at the drip. That man was
I don't know.
in his bathrobe. Damn. Like out there just fucking.
Yeah, but the kids.
Yeah, they look like. I mean, I'm not going to judge.
And again,
no
and
way.
they're not even talking to cameras. They're talking to a cop.
Right. They don't know
They're talking to a
They might know
911
they're being recorded, but they're.
Yeah, but
in
not
the
like that. They don't realize that they're-
It's not a cell phone video. It's a sense of recording, like when you're at Target. Like, you know you're
Yeah.
being recorded at Target, but it's just because you're in fucking Target. Right.
But you
Like
don't
you're in
give
front
a
of a
fuck.
cop.
You're worried about talking to the person.
Right.
They're on 911. Talking to the person. And they even realize halfway through how ridiculous what they're saying
Right.
sounds.
This is not a joke. This is not
I know
a
this
joke.
sounds but I mean, this is for real. We're terrified. he's looking at us. I'm like,
Wow. What an experience to have. I'm a little jealous.
I don't know. You about ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, we can wrap this up.
You got anything left to say about aliens or Bigfoot or anything like that?
I mean, I'll go on the record and just say that I think all this shit is real.
Me too.
I think it's 100% real, and I'm
Done.
I'm optimistic, baby.
Put my stamp on it. We're gonna know. We're gonna be verified by government sources within the next 10 years.
Yeah. The first thought I had when I saw that video too, I was like, that family's getting flashed.
Yeah. No,
The whole fucking news station's getting flashed now when they chose to run that story.
in 50
Will
to
Smith's
100
coming
years,
for you, dog. Sorry.
in 50 to 100 years, we'll either have established communication or just established knowledge of what they are, what they're doing. And those people will look back on this time, like this decade, as like oh yeah, that's when it came out. Did you know before that, it was actually a big secret for like 60, 70, 80 years. They kept it pretty well.
Yeah. And then they solved global warming for
The
us.
documents go back to the 30s and 20s, but they were able to keep
What
it
if
a
it
secret
turns
for
out
100 years.
that the secret to all this technology is actually just carbon? And you could take all the carbon that's we fucking up the planet with, you can just push it into a thing, and then bada bing, bada boom, fucking cosmos you're available to you. And that's what they solve global warming. That's my pitch. That's what I'm hoping for aliens. If y'all haven't thought of that yet, aliens, and you're listening, maybe kick that down to us.
No,
maybe
come on.
we could really use a great carbon sink, like
yeah.
space travel. Hook it up, aliens. Let us have it.
Hell yeah, or some nuclear energy. So, I missed it at the beginning, but it's June 8th, 2023. I don't even know what fucking time it is. I don't give a fuck anyways. To my left, your right. That has been Steven.
Goodbye.
Straight across from us has been Eric.
I missed the button.
He missed the button. And my name is Justin. This is the Lone Ranger vs. Tonto in this hole, and we the fuck out of here like a UFO.